Do you want to improve at a quicker pace? Check out GITGUDRacing.com, where I'm offering the most accessible coaching sessions on the market. Now for the track guide. Turn 1, very important corner. It leads to a huge straight, and generally if you have a corner that leads to a big straight, you want to be as early as you can on throttle. But you will also have to carry a lot of speed on entry, since slow in, fast out should be more like fast in, fast out. So in order to gain that time on entry, because on exit I think everybody knows here, as early as you'll be on throttle, the more time you're gonna gain. But let me show you how you can gain on entry as well. First things first is using all the track to open up the corner. Notice this white line around here. You can use more than that. So your tire should be to the left of white line, meaning you should align your car, your left part of the car, with the grass, not with the white line. So notice here. Like right now, I bring the car all the way to the left to use as much as I possibly can. And this is one of the first things to prepare the corner. Now, in terms of braking, I'm looking at the 200, but I'm braking past it. So it's almost, let's say, 170, something like that. I'm applying the brakes. I pick hard initially. Notice that before turning, I'm using all the track. And your goal is to arrive at the peak pressure as quickly as possible. Hold it there for a while, but then drop it while turning. You have to drop it quite quickly because you want to make the car rotate a lot more on turn in. And you're doing this by firstly generating that weight transfer from the back to the front to make the rear loose. But then when the rear starts being too loose, you need to add some grip to the rears, and you do it by changing back the weight transfer from the front to the rear. So basically you're dropping the brakes, but you're gonna trail brake in the lower percentages. Think about it this way. The first phase of the braking was to slow down the car and make the weight transfer, but now the second phase of the braking is just to make the car point and make the car rotate and make the car turn with the front wheels, meaning you need to hold the trail brake in the lower percentages. So right now still trailing, still on brakes, and right here I'm on throttle. Notice that that's super early on throttle, and this is what you should aim for. If you're gonna apply your throttle around here, that's gonna be already too late. You probably missed your braking point or didn't get that proper rotation towards the corner. So because this is a compression zone, like the road is going down right now, it's going up and down, here down, this is the place where you have a lot of grip. So this is the place where all the rotation, or maybe 50% of the rotation, should be in place, and the last part of the rotation you're gonna make it on the exit, like right now. 100% throttle, using all the track on the exit. The off-track limit is having no wheels on the curb, on the red and yellow curb. So very important to use all this track, to be early on throttle, because now it's a huge straight. We're gonna skip past it, and we're gonna move to the bus stop chicane. For the bus stop chicane, I use as a turning point the 200 meter board. And you can look at it from this part, from the right part of the track. I find it quite natural to look first to the left. I don't know why, but I think you should try using this 200 from the right. However, the way that I do it, I align it right like this, and then when I'm turning in, and I'm turning in slightly past 200, probably that's why I'm using the one to the left, since I can still see it. The one from the right just disappeared. You want, in your mind, to bring your car as close as you can to this wall, this this part here, around here. You just want to scrap it with your car, to go as close as possible, meaning almost door banging this. So the closer you will be to this thing, the better your line is gonna be. So you should aim to park your car around here. Think about it this way. I add slightly the brakes just to make the car point. So just a bit of brakes, trail braking, using a downshift, using the curb, and right now it's all being on gas. You should be earlier than this on gas. Notice that I have a small gap in between the brake and the throttle. This is not ideal. That's because I didn't have the confidence to go back on throttle. My line was a bit, at this moment you see that my traction control is engaged with the blue lines. So I didn't have the proper balance initially, and one of the wheels was in the air when I landed. So ideally at this point you should be back on throttle, but in my case I carried a bit too much speed, the line was not proper enough, and I have this delay. When you're practicing, try to do this without any gap in between your inputs. That's gonna be the proper line to take. Now, still staying on throttle, and I aim to bring my car 3/3 to the let's say to the end of the track. I don't want to go to the white line, but still I don't want to be in dead center, so I'm trying to bring it to the left. Then I'm doing a lift, a little bit amount of brakes, and then going back on throttle, using a bit of this curb. This will get us the rotation that we need, so we don't travel a longer distance, but it's more about feel. In this section of the track, you just need to think about it, that you're gonna throw the car wide initially, then bring it back. Now, for the last two corners, the braking point for me in this corner is the 200-meter board. In this lap, I brake just a bit earlier than that, but notice again that you have a little bit of space to the right of the white line. Use it. This is gonna gain you a lot of time in a race, lap after lap. So using all the track, braking at 200, downshifting. In this case I didn't downshift, but I would suggest if you have these low RPMs like I have right now, to use the downshift as well. I braked a bit too much, and as a result the car is not, engine is not doing the work that it should. What I would suggest is, if you mess up your entry, this was not my best corner obviously, use 4th gear. If you carry enough speed around here, stay in 5th, but be more confident on throttle. Like right now, if I didn't have this hesitation, if it was flat on throttle, everything would have been alright. Alright, use a bit more of this curb, more than I used here, you can use a lot more. Now bringing the car to the left, again aligning with the grass, and I use it as a reference for turning the moment that you see this panel on the left, this one. The moment that it disappears, I'm gonna slam the brakes initially and downshift to 4th on entry. This is generated the rotation that you want, because again, here is a compression zone. So all you need is to slam the throttle whenever you go into the compression and take a later apex. You want to get very close, like this is the closest as I could have been around here, and this was a very good corner for me because I used all the exit without actually forcing the car wide. So using all the exit, and in short, that's a lap of Watkins Glen. I wish you a great week ahead, and I'll see you on the next one.